A myth that refuses to die. Welcome, seekers of hidden knowledge. In this exploration, we dive into one of the most evocative legends in human history, the intertwined tales of Atlantis, the Egyptian god Thoth, and the mysterious Emerald Tablet. For centuries, these stories have ignited the imaginations of explorers, occultists, and scientists alike. The promise of a lost civilization that fell in a single day, a god who mastered the secrets of writing and balance, and a cryptic stone inscribed with the secrets of the universe continues to inspire curiosity and speculation. But where do these stories originate, and what evidence underpins them? To understand the legacy of this myth, we must travel to the ancient world of Plato, explore the Egyptian pantheon, and examine the roots of alchemy itself. Plato's Atlantis, a parable of hubris and catastrophe. The story of Atlantis comes to us from two dialogues written by the Greek philosopher Plato around 360 BC called Timaeus and Critias. In those dialogues, a character named Critias recounts to Socrates a tale learned from his ancestor Solon, who supposedly heard it from Egyptian priests. According to the narrative, beyond the Pillars of Heracles, the Strait of Gibraltar, lay a large island bigger than Libya and Asia combined. The Atlanteans built a powerful maritime empire and attempted to conquer the Mediterranean. Their hubris angered the gods, and in a single day and night, the island sank beneath the sea due to earthquakes and floods. Crucially, scholars note that Plato is the only primary source for Atlantis. All later references stem from his account. Whether Atlantis was an allegory, a moral lesson about the dangers of arrogance, or based on folk memories of real catastrophes, remains a subject of debate. Nonetheless, the story of an advanced civilization destroyed overnight set the stage for later authors to weave elaborate narratives about lost knowledge. Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom and balance. Our next figure, Thoth, emerges from the pantheon of ancient Egypt. According to the Encyclopaedia Britannica, Thoth was a moon god associated with reckoning, learning, and writing. He was credited with inventing writing and language, served as the scribe and advisor of the gods, and represented the sun god Re. Thoth also protected the goddess Isis during her pregnancy, healed the eye of Horus, and weighed the hearts of the deceased in the afterlife. In art, he appears as a man with the head of an ibis or a baboon, animals sacred to him. The Greeks identified Thoth with their god Hermes, merging the two into the figure Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great Hermes, who became the legendary author of many Hermetic texts. The World History Encyclopedia emphasizes that worship of Thoth began before the dynastic period and continued for millennia. He was revered as god of writing, magic, wisdom, and the moon. In some myths, he was self-created, born from the seed of Horus and Set, and he mediated disputes between gods. These diverse roles illustrate why later writers portrayed him as the guardian of hidden knowledge. The Emerald Tablet, as above, so below. In Western esoteric tradition, Thoth, in his syncretized form as Hermes Trismegistus, is credited with composing the Emerald Tablet, also known as the Tabula Smaragdina. This short cryptic text became a foundational document in alchemy. An article from Discovery UK explains that the tablet was said to be a green stone inscribed with secrets of the universe, summarized by the famous phrase, "as above, so below." The tablet's contents are described as a mysterious piece of writing associated with alchemy and spiritual enlightenment. According to the article, it likely dates back to the 2nd century BC or later. The earliest documented source is an Arabic text from the 8th or 9th century. The authorship is traditionally attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, a composite of the Greek Hermes and Egyptian Thoth, and Newton's 17th century translation emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things. Although no physical tablet has ever been found, the idea of the Emerald Tablet fueled the belief that profound wisdom was once recorded and lost. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, The Atlantean, a modern pseudohistory. The legend took on a new dimension in the mid-20th century when occultist Maurice Doreal produced a book titled The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean. Wikipedia notes that this pseudo-historical text claims to translate tablets allegedly discovered in the Great Pyramid in 1925. Doreal's book consists of 15 tablet chapters covering topics such as alchemy, spirituality, Atlantis, and the Halls of Amenti. It portrays Thoth as an Atlantean priest-king who escaped the sinking of Atlantis, traveled to Egypt, and inscribed his knowledge onto emerald tablets hidden in the pyramid. The emerald tablets are part of modern occult lore, but have no basis in ancient Egyptian texts. Scholars classify the book as pseudo-history, yet its blend of Atlantis, Egyptian gods, and esoteric teachings captivated New Age circles and inspired many fringe theories. The Philosopher's Stone and the Quest for Immortality. A central theme in alchemical lore is immortality. The Philosopher's Stone, sometimes linked to the Emerald Tablet, was believed to be a substance that could transmute base metals into gold and produce an elixir that grants eternal life. An article from The Archaeologist describes how the concept of the stone emerged in ancient alchemy, which sought to understand the transformations of matter. In medieval Europe, alchemists considered the stone not only a material substance, but also a symbol of spiritual perfection. The stone was said to purify metals, turn lead into gold, and produce the elixir of life that grants immortality. The article emphasizes that the quest for the stone paralleled a quest for personal transformation called the magnum opus, where the alchemist's soul underwent purification alongside physical experiments. Although no alchemist ever found the stone, the search influenced early chemistry and continues to inspire fantasy and esoteric traditions. The Halls of Amenti and the Age of Light. Myths of Eternal Life. Within Doreal's Emerald Tablets, one of the most captivating passages describes the Halls of Amenti, a vast subterranean realm deep within the earth. In an article summarizing the legend, the podcast Illumination explains that the Halls of Amenti were described as a rejuvenation chamber for enlightened beings. Thoth claimed to descend into these halls to renew his life force, allowing him to extend his existence for thousands of years. He also wrote of companions, immortal masters, or children of light, who used the same process. The text suggests that these beings could assume mortal form when needed, but maintained a conscious connection to higher dimensions. Moreover, Thoth prophesied an age of light, when humanity would awaken from ignorance, and the children of light would guide people toward unity and enlightenment. This vision of cyclical rises and falls of civilizations echoes the idea that ancient wisdom survives through hidden masters who guard the secrets of immortality. Interpreting the myth, symbolism over literalism. Given the lack of physical evidence for Atlantis, the Emerald Tablet, or immortal Atlantean priests, how should we interpret these narratives? Scholars typically view Plato's Atlantis as an allegory about hubris and the destruction that follows unchecked power. The identification of Thoth with Hermes Trismegistus illustrates how ancient cultures blended deities and attributed philosophical teachings to divine figures. The Emerald Tablet, while likely a medieval Hermetic creation, uses symbolic language to convey the interconnectedness of macrocosm and microcosm. The Philosopher's Stone represents the pursuit of spiritual perfection rather than a literal elixir of life. Even the pseudo-historical Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean, may be seen as a modern myth expressing the human longing for lost wisdom and personal transformation. In this sense, the secret to immortality is not a physical technology, but a metaphor for achieving harmony with the cosmos and cultivating inner enlightenment. The enduring appeal of these myths reminds us that stories can shape worldviews, inspire creative exploration, and challenge us to seek deeper understanding beyond the literal. Why these tales still matter? The legends of Atlantis, Thoth, and the Emerald Tablet continue to resonate because they engage profound themes: the rise and fall of civilizations, the quest for knowledge, and the desire to transcend mortality. While historical evidence confines Atlantis to Plato's imagination and identifies Thoth as an important Egyptian deity of wisdom and writing, the symbolic power of these stories endures. The Emerald Tablet's admonition that what is above is like what is below encourages us to see connections between the universe and the self. The myths of alchemy and the Philosopher's Stone teach that true transformation begins within, and the tales of immortality found in the Halls of Amenti remind us to strive for balance and enlightenment rather than literal endless life. Whether you view these stories as allegory, spiritual guide, or imaginative fiction, they invite us to contemplate our place in a vast and mysterious cosmos and to pursue wisdom that transcends time.